Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Mena High School for tonight's 4A7 regular season finale between the Mena Bearcats and the Arkadelphia Badgers. Good evening. It's Chris Babb. Joining me for the boys' game will be Arkadelphia High School Principal David Maxwell. And David, we saw a good girls' game. The Mena Lady Cats were able to overcome a fourth-quarter deficit and, again, get momentum down the stretch. Here in the boys' game, this is a matchup of two teams that are already, their seeds are already set for next week's 4A7 district tournament, which will be here. Mena has wrapped up the 1 seed. Arkadelphia will be the 2 seed. So both of these teams have qualified for the 4A South Regional. But if Arkadelphia is to win this game, they can tie for the regular season championship and be able to carry that momentum they've had at Hope and at home against Nashville into the postseason, which is big for any coach and their team to be able to carry momentum into the postseason.
The last 2 games that Arkadelphia, the Badgers have played, have been very high-scoring, high-energy games. Of course, the Nashville game last Friday night was an amazing atmosphere at Badger Gym, and they did a real job against a very athletic Hope team. So Mena kind of had her number at home, so it'd be interesting to see how this works out.
It did. Last time these two teams played together, it was a different Arkadelphia Badger team. Maybe not by who was on the team, but the way they had been playing. Mena won 67-36, a 31-point victory at home. They got the win in that game, much like Arkadelphia got the win in the last 2 games with quick starts.
Yes.
You're going to see a Connor Harvey, a senior, 6'2", senior guard. This is a senior-laden team. Both of these teams have a lot of seniors. This was senior night, and when they recognized both of these teams, there are about 7 seniors on the Mena squad, about the same on the Arkadelphia squad. You're going to see 5 of those in the starting lineup for Arkadelphia. For Arkadelphia, they're going to start with the 3-guard lineup, and Henry Hunley, Andravian Bullock, and Victor Tatamy. Javante Brown, the guard forward, and then Colin Medley rounds out the starting lineup for Arkadelphia. Name to look at for the Mena Bearcats is Connor Harvey. Connor Harvey was as hot as you can get. The only thing hotter that I've seen was the Arkadelphia Badger team against Nashville in the first quarter. But Connor Harvey really set the tone in this last game that these two teams played, and he's going to be looking to have a strong senior night, just like any of these guys would be on their last home game as seniors.
Yeah, they at Arkadelphia, Mena shot lights out, and it was just boom, 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 and they were up, and it wasn't a whole lot we could do about it.
No.
It was their night, and it's kind of like Nashville last week. We were doing the same thing to them.
Right. Take a look at the starting lineups for Mena. It will be Daniel Davis, a 5'9" senior point guard. Connor Harvey, we just talked about him. And then also starting Zeb Wilson, the 6'2", 185-pound senior who was injured, but glad to see him able to be back out there, a senior. And then also the starting lineup, Nick Myers, a 5'11", 155-pound guard. And down low, Brock Strother, a 6'4", 230-pound senior. 5 seniors in that starting lineup, and for both teams, so senior-laden squads are getting ready to go after it. And these two teams, no secret that these two teams are the top 1 and 2 teams in the conference. Now we're going to have discussion by the officiating crew and the head coaches.
We haven't even played yet. We have controversy.
We're ready to roll. Coach Williams and Coach Powell. Oh, I believe what we got here is maybe now we'll see what we have. We don't know what that was all about, but maybe we'll know quickly. Arkadelphia wins the toss, and we are underway. Man-to-man defense shown by Mena right out of the gate. Javante Brown has been hot in the first quarter. So is Victor Tatamy in the last couple of games. You don't expect Arkadelphia to actually, you're right. Victor Tatamy is not out there right now. Now he's coming back out for the starting lineups. I guess Vic had to go to the locker room for a second, so Vic will check in at the next dead ball. Thanks to my spotter, Carter Babb, for pointing that out. Arkadelphia also in man-to-man defense. as you will see, most of the evening from the Badgers. There have been a few instances where Arkadelphia did go into the zone defense, but that's dictated by whether Arkadelphia is in foul trouble or playing quickly. A three-pointer on the way from Zeb Wilson is good, and Mena opens things up with a three-pointer to open up the scoring. So Nick Leeper got the start for Arkadelphia instead of Victor Tatamy. I guess they sent Victor off to have an equipment change or something of that sort. We'll see if maybe we can find out. Javante Brown shot is no good, but a nice steal by Henry Hundley.
Seems like both teams are just feeling each other out, even though they know each other well.
This is the third time that these two teams have played against each other. They played once, and we have an offensive foul called against Arkadelphia. I believe that was on Nick Leeper, since it's not on the board yet. Victor Tatamy will check into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Leeper. Another three-pointer on the way from Connor Harvey, no good. Offensive rebound, miss, but Nick Myers gets his own miss on the block, and it's 5-0 Mena. This is the third time these two teams have played. They played once at the Cameron Hale Invitational at Lake Hamilton over Christmas, and Mena came up with a 76-50 win. Mena has had Arkadelphia's number this season. Javante Brown misses, and it's a rebound for the Bearcats. And quickly up the other way is Daniel Davis. Connor Harvey there with the ball is the one who torched Arkadelphia last month at Badger Gym. Strother goes baseline with a spin move around Medley, but Medley recovers and gets the block shot. Nice recovery that time by Medley. Now he's going to dish off to Tatamy. Dump off to Andravian Bullock with the layup. Good. Boy, David, Andravian Bullock has really been a spark plug for this team the last 3 weeks of this season.
And he has lived under the basket. He's what? I got to say this, 5'7",
if that,
and that's stretching it.
Yeah.
He has lived under the basket, and he's been great down there.
Really tremendous leaping ability for his size. Has really given a spark. I go back to the game, I believe, I'm going to get my opponent wrong, but when he went out with a head injury, he was patched up, and then
came back in
the third quarter and really gave Arkadelphia a spark in a win against Malvern, I believe.
Yeah, it was all that super glue we put on it.
That's right. That was a stretch where Arkadelphia had blood on they're going to count that basket, had blood on the floor in 2 or 3 straight games. That time, Daniel Davis, the point guard for Mena, was able to get a step on Andravian Bullock and then go all the way to the basket. The basket will count. The foul is on Bullock. That's his first. Third team foul against the Badgers here almost midway through the first quarter. Free throw good, and now there's going to be a little bit of pressure. Don't know if that's a smart thing to do to pressure Victor Tatamy. Daniel Davis picks up the foul. The first foul called on the Bearcats. That goes against the senior Daniel Davis. Javante Brown will trigger the inbounds pass for Arkadelphia. Don't mind that matchup. They're going to come across and double-team Victor, which means he gets to get it to Henry Hundley, and there's almost a turnover as Henry was expecting Andravian Bullock to meet that pass.
Yeah, it was a long pass in that pressure.
A bounce pass that bounces twice is never what you want. Javante Brown from way downtown, in and out, no good. Hundley with the rebound, tries to double clutch, throws it high off the glass, and good. But, man, Mena quickly back down the other end of the floor. Henry was in the land of the trees, and he got it to go. The bank is open on a late Friday night in Mena. You grew up here. Did you know banks were open that late?
Yeah, that's the only way I could play the game.
Midway through the first quarter, 8-4 is your score. Mena started hot. Arkadelphia, nice backdoor cut. Nice defense by Andravian Bullock. And the ball will go over to Arkadelphia. Zeb Wilson checks back into the game. Wilson is a Bearcat who came out in senior night ceremonies with a boot on his foot. Heard that a few weeks ago that he was one that was injured. Coach Powell told Coach Williams that they thought he would be back in time for district tournament. He got a little bit quicker than that, and he's back tonight for the final regular season home game. Henry Hunley for three. Good for Henry Hunley, and it's 8-7. Boy, Mena really showing they want to push the ball and try to catch Arkadelphia, not getting back. Three-pointer from Harvey.
Wow.
That is good. Fading away, got his feet set. He knocked it down. It's 11-7. Javante Brown from the corner, no good. Rebound to Harvey. They look so far like they're going to try to pressure Victor Tatamy. Harvey, another three-pointer. That was tipped into the hands of Henry Hunley. Vic has the ball now. It's the first time they have not double-teamed him. He'll kick off to Henry Hunley. Three-pointer long, no good. Rebound to Mena. Tatamy pull up from 12, just a little too strong. Mena is content to push it and try to get in a running game, try to catch Arkadelphia deep. This is a little mismatch. Zeb Wilson kicks it back out to Strother.
Yeah, Dravian's given up about a foot on this.
Nice dish off from Connor Harvey. He finds Strother. He was left alone because Colin Medley flashed across to try to help on the double team on the penetration. 6-point Bearcat lead coming up on 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Javante Brown, sure would like to see him get something going offensively. He's 0 for 5 from the field so far.
Cold.
And a foul is going to be called against Arkadelphia 90 feet from the basket. That's going to be called on Colin Medley. David, that's the fourth team foul against Arkadelphia, and we're still just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. This could end up being a long free throw shooting half for the Bearcats.
Yeah, I think we're a little jet lagged. The 2-hour bus trip just not quite got our touch.
Again, these are the top two teams in the conference going into tonight's game. Mena, it's a nice Euro step. They're going to count that layup. And they're going to call a foul on Colin Medley. That's his second personal foul in about 10 seconds. And Nick Leeper will check into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Colin Medley, who just picked up his second. The free throw from the left-handed Nick Myers is good, and just like that, it's 16-7. This is not a team that you want to get down by a lot to. Dre Bullock goes baseline, no good. Rebound by Nick Leeper. But they're going to call over the back foul on Leeper, his second personal foul, sixth team foul. And so the next foul on Arkadelphia will put Mena in the bonus. Penetrate, nice block that time by Leeper. Tatamy to Brown, inside to Leeper at the soft spot. Nice kick out to Tatamy for three, front of the rim, no good. Rebound to Javante Brown, back to Tatamy. Up and under move, no good, but a foul is going to be called, and Victor Tatamy is going to the free throw line for the Badgers. That foul is going to be called on Nick Myers. His first personal foul, second team foul against the Bearcats. Tatamy goes to the free throw line. First free throw rolls in and around. So Javante and Vic, neither one have been able to find their touch, and Arkadelphia needs them to be hot to get going. So far, Henry Hunley has 5, and Dravian Bullock, I believe, has 2. And those are the 7
only
points.
Scores. That's right.
Tatamy's second free throw rolls around and drops down after hitting the front of the rim. And they're going to call a late foul on Javante Brown. That was tough. The foul, if there was one, it was committed in the middle of the floor, and they didn't call it until they're in the 1-and-1, fellas. It's already in 1-and-1. Might as well shoot them up.
Wow.
That whistle was not blown until the ball was already on the block, and that's going to get Coach Williams up off his seat trying to get an explanation on that call. Connor Harvey steps up to the free throw line. It's good. Change our clock on the screen. Actually, 51.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and the Bearcats have a 9-point lead. And make it 10 as Harvey, as you would expect, is 2 for 2.
The Badgers look like I think they got to get in a rhythm here.
Yeah.
They don't have much time.
It's not a team, we said it a couple of possessions ago, it's not a team that you want to have a big deficit against at home, a team that's 9-2 in conference play and 18-6 overall. Foul is called on the Bearcats. I couldn't see who he's signaling.
Mark Wilson.
24. Mark Wilson gets that foul, the third team foul called against the Bearcats. 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pull-up jumper in the middle of the lane for Tatamy, and he just didn't know where he was. And it's going to stay with Arkadelphia, however, so they'll have another chance. But the last thing you want to do is get the home crowd any incentive to get on you next time you touch the ball. Henry Hundley with the runner in the middle of the lane. Rebound to Strother. And now Mena is going to have a chance to extend this already 10-point lead on the last possession of the quarter. Harvey dishes off to Wilson, no good. Strother had the rebound, but it was not before the buzzer. So, score at the end of the first quarter, Arkadelphia trailing Mena 18-8. Bearcats come into the game with an 18-6 record, 9-2 in conference play. Arkadelphia 10-7, 8-3. Big discrepancy there in the number of games these two teams have played, David, because obviously Arkadelphia.
We were playing football.
That's right. Arkadelphia didn't really get started until that Cameron Hale Invitational, with football season going until December 9th. Mena and several of these kids don't play football, so they're able to have some pretty good games there in the first half of the last half of the fall semester. And this is a Mena team that I think Coach Powell expected to be good. A lot of experience coming back, and guys that have played together for a long time. I think that Mena expected this to be a good basketball team, and they're primed to go into postseason.
They've got one of the players in it, and I just from my buddies up here in town that are telling me one of these players has got 1,000 career points.
Right.
And
that's going to be Connor Harvey.
Yeah, and they're just playing good ball, and they play together, and it's senior heavy, and that's hard to beat.
Yep. It will be Mena's ball coming out of the quarter. So then they almost could have had a chance for a football version of a 2-for-1 by getting a basket there at the end of that possession, end of the quarter, and then getting the ball right back out. But fortunately for the Badgers, Mena was not able to get a score there at the end of the quarter. Connor Harvey, nice dish off to Strother. Man. Foul is called and a loose ball, and that's going to be on Nick Leeper, and Mena's going back to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's awful touchy in the paint.
Strother to the free throw line. First one is good. Starting the second quarter for the Badgers. London Cotton gets his first action of the game. Nick Leeper and Dravian Bullock, Henry Hundley, and Javante Brown. Strother makes it a 12-point lead for the Bearcats.
They're having to rest Victor. I think he may be ill.
Three-pointer on the way from Javante Brown.
We like that.
Yeah, Javante Brown gets it going. First three-pointer of the game for Javante Brown, and it's 20-11. Arkadelphia has now moved to the zone. We talked earlier in the game that mostly it was going to be man-to-man defense for Arkadelphia. You don't like to play zone against Mena because of that very fact right there. They can shoot the lights out, especially when they are at home, and that's what we've seen so far in both games of these last two games. Cotton out top, and Strother's going to sag off of him. See how Myers has a hand in front of the face of Javonte Brown, and man, touch foul there called against the Bearcats.
Yeah, they're not letting these teams. They're not letting these teams play.
Yeah, that foul I believe was on. I think they called it on Nick Myers. Mena, he's checked out of the game, so his number's not on the board. But I think that was on Myers. Dravian Bullock in the corner, pass knocked out of bounds by Zane Stevens. They got a hand on that one as well. Cotton from 15 feet. Good
job
for London Cotton. Tip back to a 10-point lead for the Bearcats. Arkadelphia comes out in a 2-3 zone to start the second quarter, and boy, you're really going to have to close out. Mena going with a 3-out, 2-in look. Connor Harvey at the top of the key. Daniel Davis on the wing. Connor Harvey from the top off the backboard, no good.
Long
rebound, which is the risk of a three-pointer, especially from that far out. You catch yourself out of position, and that's what happened there for Arkadelphia. Harvey not going to miss two in a row, especially when he's at wide open, and Mena has doubled the lead. Doubled the Badgers, and with a 13-point lead, 26-13. Javonte Brown will try again. That's going to be short. He's going to get the rebound, and they're going to call a loose ball foul on Connor Harvey. 5 team fouls called against whistled against the Bearcats. That's the first foul on Harvey. It'll be Arkadelphia with the basketball. Javonte Brown will trigger the inbounds pass. Cotton kicks out to Hundley. Nice recovery that time by Mena Zane Stevens. Coach Powell wasn't very happy with the way they were playing defense on that one. Henry Hundley's going to go to the basket, and they're going to have a foul called on Mena. Zane Stevens gets called for the foul. Henry Hundley is going to go to the line for 2 shots. Coach Powell of Mena asking, what did he do? And the official signaled that he put his body into him rather than, boy, they
touchy.
So they are
touchy tonight.
Not letting them get away with much at all. Hundley knocks down his first free throw and the second. 26-15. Quickly down the other way. Against this zone, the danger is having someone like Connor Harvey find a hole in that zone. He's out of your camera shot right now, but don't be surprised to see a shot go up even if he is outside of the shot. There's a long three-pointer, no good. Strother for Mena will try to get the offensive board, but he mistimed his jump, and Leeper was able to tap it to Dravian Bullock. 4.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Cotton back out to Brown from way downtown.
Boom.
Good for Javonte Brown. 26-18, the second three-pointer of the quarter for Javonte Brown after he started out a little bit cold. Just like Mena does not want to let Javonte Brown any space. Arkadelphia is the same with Connor Harvey there, number 2 in the top left of your screen. Steal from Arkadelphia. Henry Hunley's going to be harassed by Connor Harvey and dribbles the ball off of his foot out of bounds. And it'll go over to the Bearcats. Zone defense again from the Badgers. Harvey finds a seam in that. That's going to be a foul on London Cotton. Nice contest, but London just got a little bit too much body on him, and that is going to be London's first personal foul.
Mena's really got great ball movement on the offensive end, getting us out of position slightly, finding a crease.
Harvey, you don't expect him to miss from the free throw line, and it's such a smooth shot. Knocks his first one down, 27-18. 28. Boy, when he's not playing against your team, he sure is a fun one to watch shoot the ball. He does have the task of guarding Javante Brown. Andravian Bullock with a nice hesitation move. He goes up and under, and he's hacked on the back of the head. And Dre will go to the free throw line. Again, can't talk enough about the spark that Andravian Bullock has given this Badger team the last 3 weeks. As he knocks his first one down, Victor Tatamy checks back into the game after a long absence. He'll replace Nick Leeper. Again, Vic was set to start and then had to run off to the locker room, so they had to replace him in the starting lineup. He came back in and played in the first quarter and then did not start in the second quarter. So we'll get Vic back in. An errant pass, and man, that is going to be controlled by Strother. The breaks are going your way. They're going your way. Arkadelphia really would have liked to have that one. And Connor Harvey's going to walk this one up. And then cut in the middle. That's the second time they've gone to that right corner and then tried to get Connor Harvey cutting from the top of the key down the right side of the lane.
Yeah,
he gets the ball, and he's able to draw a foul.
It's just a great little crease there with their ball movement. They create holes.
Andravian Bullock whistled for the foul. Harvey back to the free throw line. 29-20 now, as Daniel Davis will check back into the lineup for the Bearcats. Again, both of these teams have already wrapped up their seeding in the 4A7 district tournament next week, which will be here at Mena High School. The Badgers will play next Thursday at 5:30 against a team yet to be determined. Nice entry pass from Henry Hunley to Javante Brown. And Coach Williams going to call a timeout. I think Coach Williams is calling that timeout to want to talk to.
Yeah, he wants to talk to the young man who. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, he wants to find out what he did. So the crew chief, Robert Burris, is going to come over and talk to Coach Williams instead. You see Coach Williams and Robert Burris, a couple of veterans in their respective fields, and Burris was not going to let Coach Williams talk to the referee who made that call.
It would have been fun to watch.
Yeah. 30-second timeout, and Coach Garrett Garner and John Ware are giving instructions to the team, and Robert's going to let Coach Williams get the whole timeout or plus some. It'll be Bearcat basketball. 2:27 actually. We'll start that clock when we catch up to it in real time. Our clock says 2:21, and we'll start it when we get to the 2:21 mark. 30-20, Bearcats with a 10-point lead. Long three-pointer from Harvey, and a foul is called on Victor Tatamy. And Harvey's going to go to the line for 3 shots. He missed, David.
Holy cow. Somebody write that down. The young man is fun to watch.
Yep.
Play the game. Plays with great passion. He's quick. And he doesn't miss 2 in a row.
No. Boy, I just pulled up the replay since we're a little bit ahead of the broadcast, and I was able to pull that one up just in time to see that Victor Tatamy had every right to be frustrated with that foul call, as I think Connor Harvey was able to deke the official into that one. Tatamy will pull up for 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Brown shot up, no good, but a foul is going to be called on Mason,
That's Strother.
Yeah, Brock Strother. I was going back to Mason Brotherton. That's a big tight end for Mena. The long line of Brothertons. Javante Brown goes to the free throw line. First one rolls around, no good. And anytime you have a shot like that, you're going to see, as we're catching the replay here, you're going to see Strother come up with a hack. And even if he does catch the ball cleanly, which looks like he might have, he's going to get whistled for that tomahawk chop almost every time. Sure would like to see Javante knock this one down. Off the front of the rim, it's just a little bit too flat. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Senior night here at Mena High School, a team full of seniors. That's probably all that we will mostly see play tonight for the Bearcats. As soon as I say that, David Grenier, or Grenier, however you want to pronounce it. I'm sure if his grandpa is listening, he could correct me. 5'11", 145-pound junior. That's him at the top of the key there with the ball, and he gets called for traveling. For a game with the 1 and 2 teams in the league, the flow of this game has really been strange.
Yeah, it's like they're feeling each other out. They're not really going super fast on this one.
Javante Brown for 3, no good. A rebound to Zeb Wilson. Bearcats quickly the other way. Strother, swing pass, nice ball movement, and right back where we started, and he's going to call a walk again.
2 turnovers in a row.
Unforced errors on the Bearcats. On the back-to-back possessions, and you sure would like to see the Badgers be able to take advantage of one of these here as we come up under 1 minute to go here in the first half. Tried for the cross screen to spring Javante Brown open, but nice pass that time by London Cotton to cutting Victor Tatamy, and the Badgers cut it to 10 and try to get one stop here before the second quarter ends. Connor Harvey's not on the floor for Mena. That doesn't mean they don't have anybody who can shoot it. A good shooting team. It's just their best shooters on the bench. Boy, Davis passed that one up. He'll go to Stevens in the corner. No good. Ball controlled by nobody. Now with 5 seconds left, Mena's going to have one more shot at it. Instead, Javante Brown is going to get it at the buzzer, and we are at halftime. Your halftime score, Mena 32, Arkadelphia 22. As we go to the halftime break. David, we've talked about it a couple of times. It's just kind of an odd flow to the game. The Badgers, to be honest, are probably fortunate that they're only down 10 points, did not have the best offensive performance there in the first half, especially from what we've seen the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like we've seen. And then, we're 2 hours away from the house, and that shouldn't be an excuse, but it's cold outside, and it's a long trip, and one of your better players is not feeling well, and it's just you got a lot of things going on right now. And I think they'll play better in the second half because Coach is going to fix that. He's going to get in there and make his adjustments and things of that nature. But you do have to give credit to Mena for moving the ball so well, creating seams in our defense, and just really hitting their shots.
Again, your halftime score, Mena 32, Arkadelphia 22. We'll take a few-minute break during halftime, and when we come back, we'll have the third quarter.
Okay, come on down for the recliner shot. $1 with a chance to win 25. You must be in the reclining position. The object of the game is to make the shot.
They don't want me to bring any single man up here.
Okay, we have the drawing for the 50-50 ticket. You need to get your tickets out. The winning number is 375670. 375670. If you have that ticket, you will win $47.
Welcome back to Mena High School. We're at halftime where the Arkadelphia Badgers trail the Mena Bearcats 32-22. Chris Babb joined with Arkadelphia High School Principal David Maxwell as the Badgers come back out from the halftime break and trying to get things going. It will be Arkadelphia's ball out of the halftime break. The Badgers will have the ball. Looks like I was going to give you who the 5 were that are coming out, but there were 7. So we'll go with, now we've got 6. So one of these guys is not going to be out there. That's going to be London Cotton. That would not have been good to start the game out with, start the half out with 6 on the floor. In the girls' game, Mena had the ball to start out the second half and immediately had an over and back call. And then their best player got her 3rd foul 19 seconds into it. Victor Tatamy, Henry Hunley puts up the shot. Hit Tatamy, Hunley, Colin Medley, Javante Brown, and Adravian Bullock in the game to start the 3rd quarter for the Badgers. Oops.
Back in that 2-3 defense. Able to get a steal there.
Henry Hunley from the baseline. No good. Sorry about the camera work there. Trying to fix some microphone issues, and now we're ready to go. Sometimes the players don't have their best game. Sometimes it's the officials. Sometimes it's the coaches. And sometimes it's the guy who's talking, doing the camera and the ticker. And that time it was me. 32-22, a minute into the 3rd quarter, no score. Victor Tatamy flashes for the steal, can't come up with the ball. And Connor Harvey high off the glass after slicing through a couple of Badger defenders. And the Bearcats get on the board first here in the 3rd quarter. Tatamy pull up from 17 off the front of the rim, no good. Mena quickly the other way. David, they have shown this entire game. Connor Harvey from 3 gets it to roll around and good. And the Badgers that quickly are down by 15 to the Bearcats. Connor Harvey with another 3. Adravian Bullock with a nice spin move. Can't get it to go. Strother with the rebound. See if Harvey decides to pull up. He loses the ball, stolen away by Henry Hunley into the hands of Tatamy. Tatamy will dribble down, spin into the middle of the lane, high off the glass, and good for Victor Tatamy. The lead is back to 13, but, man, quickly the other way are the Bearcats, and they had numbers. Then Strother got behind the Badger defense, but couldn't
hold on
come up with the pass. Ball goes back over to Arkadelphia. Tatamy, nice penetration move. Hangs in the air, gets the Badgers back to within 11, high off the glass, and that end on the other end, Connor Harvey for 3 gets the momentum right back for Mena to make it 40-26, 5:32, and Coach Thomas Powell of Mena does not like something he's seeing defensively, and he's going to take a 30-second timeout. Good start offensively for the Badgers after, actually, I guess it wasn't a start. The first 2 minutes of the quarter, neither team really did anything. And the score is picked up as Mena has scored 8 points in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes in Arkadelphia. Now it's really a minute and a half in Arkadelphia. Gotten 4 on the board, but it was a couple from Connor Harvey that really gave this 14-point lead to the Mena Bearcats. It'll be Arkadelphia's ball out of the timeout after Coach Thomas Powell called the timeout to change his troops up defensively. He knows he doesn't want to get in a...
You don't want to run and shoot with us.
No, you don't want to get in just a switch possessions where you're scoring. Coach is going to want to see some defensive stops. 3 from Henry Hunley is no good, but Mena is not able to corral the rebound. It goes out of bounds off of Harvey. Nice give and go. Tatamy, 3-pointer is off just to the left, though. Connor Harvey was trying to catch him in transition and tried to go before he had the ball. Strong pass there that time from,
Myers.
I believe that was Myers.
Yeah.
Man-to-man defense now from Mena, and then Harvey flashes out to try to steal the ball from Tatamy. Is called for a foul. Give and go, nice dish from Tatamy to Colin Medley. Can't get the layup to go, but he's able to get his own rebound. Doesn't want to shoot that one. Gets it back out to Dre. His shot up, no good. Rebound, Javante Brown. He's short. Henry Hunley with the rebound. Victor Tatamy from deep, no good. Rebound to Colin Medley, good. And they're going to call a foul.
Good job. That was just great hustle by Arkadelphia.
Yep.
Multiple offensive rebounds.
They're going to call a foul on Mena. And the official is just to the left of your screen signaling to Coach Powell that he threw his hip into him on the rebound. Don't know who they called that foul on. Colin Medley is at the free throw line for the Badgers. Free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Mena. Boy, they are going to push it. Dish out, Daniel Davis, 3-pointer good. .5 lead again. Nice dish off from Tatamy to Dravian Bullock. Well, there they go again. Nick Myers with the layup, no good. Rebound to Medley, hands off to Tatamy, dribbles through traffic. No, that is a terrible call. That is a terrible call. That is a terrible call. Now Victor Tatamy is going to be teed up. Rightly so. He threw the ball hard back at the official. That is a terrible call. That was a terrible double dribble call. He didn't even see it. He threw the ball up to the official. The official said he threw it at him too hard. I said rightly so.
I want to yell catch the ball to the official, but it's...
I said rightly so because I wasn't looking at what happened. I was looking at the official, and he got hit with the ball. But that was a terrible double dribble call because you're behind the guy. He didn't call the technical foul, though. The other official did. And it's 45-30. I'm really trying to resist saying that was a terrible double dribble call again, but I'll just have to hold myself. Wow.
It's ridiculous. I mean, there's a lot of these assumed calls.
Yeah. No, now he's going to call it because he was by the basket, by the opposing team's bench.
Oh.
And now Mena's going to go to the free throw line. Free throw is up and good. It's 46-30. Missed rebound, and a rebound to Nick Leeper. He'll get it to Henry Hunley, and they'll set up the Arkadelphia offense. I don't necessarily think Vic meant anything by that, but didn't look good. We'll go back to the technical foul. And now Mena has the ball in a 16-point lead. 2-3 zone from the Badgers. Three-pointer on the way from Davis. Good. Bearcats can shoot.
Yes, they can.
19-point lead for Mena. Leeper to Medley, looking for a cutting Bullock. He's there. Double down. Nice job by Henry Hunley. He's going to call a foul on that, too. And that was a great acting job by Henry Hunley. That was not a good call. If I call him one way, tell him terrible one way, you got to say it was bad the other way.
That's
even
exactly right.
Even if it goes for you. That is a Arkadelphia gets the benefit of the call that time. I don't know who they called that one on. Strother or Hunley makes 2 out of 3. And it's 49-32. Three-pointer Davis again. You can't lose them. It's the danger of playing a zone against a team like this. It's a 20-point lead for the Bearcats. 2 minutes to go. There's a lot of contact there. Goodness gracious. Leeper gets the rebound, loses his position. Doesn't know where he is, and too far under the basket, and goes off the bottom of the rim. Timeout Mena as Henry Hunley's defense forces the turnover. 1:42 remaining in the third quarter. So on the floor for Arkadelphia, Javante Brown, Henry Hunley, and Dravian Bullock, Colin Medley, and Nick Leeper. Hunley goes all the way in, up and under, no good. Rebound to the Bearcats. Nick Myers with the Euro step is able to get it to go. 54-32. Javante Brown's going to go baseline and get a foul called against the Bearcats. Javante Brown's going to go to the free throw line. Knocks the first one down. Carson McAnally will check into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Colin Medley. Second free throw rolls around, no good. Rebound to Connor Harvey, 2-on-1. Harvey from way downtown, good. The lead is up to 24 for the Bearcats. Browns pull up from the baseline, no good. Rebound, Mena. They beat the Badgers down the other way and get the layup to go.
That was just a hustle play there.
Yep. Well, Arkadelphia, I guess, called a timeout, so we will reset our clock there. 59-33, kind of gotten away from the Badgers there in the third quarter. And Arkadelphia will have one possession to cut into this Mena lead.
Maybe a time when Coach Williams gets some of these younger players in, get them some time, get them ready for this tournament, the next two tournaments coming up, and give our guys a little bit of rest. For 3 games in a row, they have really put on a show and played hard. So.
Nice pass from McAnally to Brown. We're going to have one shot at the buzzer. They don't get it going off, and Arkadelphia does get a score to end the third quarter. Mena 59, Arkadelphia 35. And the Bearcats on senior night have had it going offensively. And 1 quarter left as we reset our clock. David, we talked about the bracket in the girls' game. It's the same bracket, the 6 and the 7 seeds from the boys' side. That'll be DeQueen is 0-11, and the other seeds have not been settled until tonight's games. So Arkadelphia and Mena, though, are in the 1 and 2. And the good thing we talked about that is in the 1 and 2 seeds get an automatic qualifying spot to the South Regional. So you're playing for seeding, and that's what Arkadelphia and Mena were already settled into those spots coming into tonight. Arkadelphia will be back here next Thursday night to play the winner of the 3 seed, which most likely will be Bauxite, versus DeQueen or Malvern. So depending on how everything goes tonight, we're expecting that the 3 seed might be Bauxite, so it could be the Miners that Arkadelphia see next Thursday.
Well, the great thing about district tournament is you really get you have to play your best ball to get your seeding in. And we'll be playing against the 8 conference in the South region. And there's some good basketball teams over there. And so if we end up with a 2, we're going to be playing 3 seed from the 8. And that will be back here at Mena. So we better get used to this court and these rims.
We will have at least 3 more games.
At least
3 more games here over the next 2 weeks. Next Thursday, well, actually, at least 3 games, because next Thursday will be the semifinal game. Arkadelphia will play Saturday as well. Just don't know if it'll be consolation or championship game. Connor Harvey drives in. The spinning layup from the lane is no good. Tadamy goes in, pulls up. Too strong off the glass. Carson McAnally with the rebound. Keeps it alive. Dravian Bullock. They're going to call a foul on Mena.
That's on Nick Myers.
Goodness,
His third.
That was a tough call if you're Nick Myers. Nice hustle. Andravian Bullock goes up, and now a foul is going to be called on Zane Stevens of Mena, and Andravian's going to go to the free throw line for Arkadelphia. As we mentioned, Arkadelphia will have a guaranteed 3 games. As next Thursday they'll play in the semifinal game. With a win, you're playing for a district championship. With a loss, you're playing for consolation game because you got to have that seeding for the 4A South Regional. Then they'll be back next week. The regional goes from February 20th through the 23rd. It's a Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday setup. No, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And there will be 4 first-round games on Wednesday, 4 first-round games on Thursday.
And the great thing about regional, you win the first game, you're in the state tournament.
That's right. So 4 first-round games on Wednesdays. You have 8 girls and 8 boys teams, and then 4 on Thursday, and then the semifinals Friday. Nice give and go there. Connor Harvey goes to the lane. He's fouled by Andravian Bullock. And Connor Harvey will go to the free throw line. What did they call?
Must have been on the floor.
No, they called a travel or something.
Oh, wow.
Henry Hunley for 3, no good. Rebound to Mena. This game has an odd feel to it, and I would just like for this game to be over with before something happens that
somebody gets hurt,
or
somebody gets ejected. Just the little things like that can happen.
Not that. Now we have an offensive foul called on Strother.
Yeah. Well, Strother's built like a defensive tackle, and he was using that.
Wait, it's one. He just buzzed. It's the 7th. Well, offensive foul. Some of them you're not going to be shooting the 1-and-1, and that was that situation. They are out of sorts, though, David.
Yeah.
Victor Tadamy is going to go to the free throw line now. We're going to say Mena hit him on the back of the head, and Victor Tadamy is going to go to the free throw line. I mean, you'd like to see the Badgers come back from a 22-point deficit. May not happen. Probably not going to happen. But this game just has a weird feel to it. And just want to get out. Nice job by Carson McAnally of keeping the ball alive and gets it to Victor Tadamy. Now, if they do come back, I'll be the first to say that I called the game with 6.5 minutes, just saying that we needed it to be over with. But as long as Connor Harvey keeps shooting like that, it's not going to happen. Victor Tadamy tries to respond. It goes down.
And does.
The friendly roll for Victor Tadamy. Maybe he is used to those rims for the next 3 games. Nice job by Andravian Bullock. And they're going to give the ball.
They're going to give the ball to us.
I thought that went off of Andravian's hand.
We'll keep that to ourselves.
Vic might pull up again. Or Henry. Dish off to Carson McAnally. To Javante Brown. Brown throws one up. Nice job by McAnally of getting the rebound. Henry Hunley for 3. No good. They're going to call a foul on Victor Tadamy. He went crashing in for the rebound, and he raised his hand saying that one was on me. And that is the 5th personal foul on Victor Tadamy. And how many fouls? Wait, we only got. Why are we shooting? Wrong side. Oh, my goodness, guys. Come on now. That's 5 fouls.
I'm getting messages from people back in town saying I need to talk more, but
well, we're ready. We're going to try to play this last 5:43 in super speed. You're going to stay here tonight, though. We're going back home. You get Mama's breakfast tomorrow.
That's exactly right.
They're going to call a foul on Javonte Brown as he was trying to ask for an illegal screen.
Not going to get that call tonight.
Not tonight. Neither one of these groups are going to be. And Henry Hundley, I agree with Henry. You might have seen it there in the foreground that he jumped into him. Harvey's not going to miss. What do you bet, 3 for 3 on this trip?
He's been pretty good. Shoots with a lot of confidence in this gym. You can tell that.
He shoots with a lot of confidence in a lot of gyms. Yeah. 3 for 3 for Harvey. I'm betting that your buddy that talked about the one with 1,000 points, if I was a betting man, I would probably say it's Connor Harvey.
Yeah.
Henry Hundley cut off. Nice dump down to Carson McAnally, and a foul's going to be called. And
it's a great move to the basket.
Good move to the basket by Carson McAnally. That foul was on Zeb Wilson. McAnally's free throw, just a little too flat. I'd like to see Carson get on the scoreboard. Boy, he gave some really good minutes a couple weeks ago. I believe it was the Malvern game where he came in and really gave some good minutes at home. Get there. That a boy. Good job, Carson. Get that one to go. Really active defensively and offensively down on the block. Keeps balls alive. Keeps plays alive. Really does a nice job of on the offensive and defensive. That's a traveling violation. It's going to be called on Mena's Nick Myers. Five minutes to go. It'll be the longest 5 minutes of. Nice move by Henry Hundley in the layup.
Gets it to go.
Nice job, Henry. Deeks the defenders, was able to roll around the double team. Got it to go, 65-46. 4 seniors and a sophomore on the floor for the Badgers. That sophomore is Carson McAnally, and Coach Powell has about seen enough. He's going to go wholesale substitutions.
Yep.
As a lot of his seniors are coming out, but to be honest with you, I don't know if that was Coach Powell's intent right there. I think that's probably not the substitution on senior night that he was.
I think he was tired of seeing Mena throw the ball away.
I think he was probably not the Henry Hundley going to the basket again. Can't get it to fall, and Stevens with the rebound quickly down the other end. They're going to leave him open, and he'll try the three-pointer. It's short. Rebound to Hundley. That was the David Grenier that we mentioned earlier. But, yeah, big group of seniors on this Mena Bearcat team. And I think that's probably a nice move by Dravian Bullock. It's probably a different exit from the game than Coach Powell was really planning on giving those 5 guys. And we'll see if they come back in and then go back out at some point to get a better round of applause from the crowd. Nice job by Carson McAnally there on cutting Stevens off. These Badgers have not given up yet. They're still playing hard, playing it out. And now he walked again out there at the top of the key, shuffled his feet, didn't call it. And now Mena is going to be content to run to the side, dribble to the middle, and then kind of a dribble handoff type offense. Swing pass almost goes out of bounds, and now the ball is dead. He can't do anything with it and does hand it off to Caleb Holmes. Holmes out. Three-pointer no good. Nice hustle play that time, and Holmes is going to go up. Shot blocked by Carson McAnally. Holmes. Three-pointer no good. Rebound Mena, and the putback's going to be good.
That was Wilson.
That was Mark Wilson. 5'10", 165-pound junior. Javonte Brown for 3, no good. Rebound Mena. 3-on-2. Javante Brown's going to try to get back. He does stop the transition. The three is no good. It's an air ball from Zane Stevens, and Henry Hunley has the ball coming the other way. Hunley's going to go right back, up and under layup. Good for Henry Hunley.
Henry's been living under there tonight.
Living in the land of the big men. Careful. Down 17. Henry might give one of those flexes that we've seen at home games, and that ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Andravian Bullock. Checking into the game for Arkadelphia will be sophomore Kyler Pfeiffer, along with London Cotton, Logan Becker, and Xavier Poholo Grande. So both teams emptying their benches now. Colin Medlin will come out. Henry Hunley gets a break. Nice game by Henry Hunley. And Nick Leeper will also check into the game for Arkadelphia. So on the floor for the Badgers, Kyler Pfeiffer, Nick Leeper, Xavier Poholo Grande, London Cotton, and Logan Becker. As we come up on 2 minutes to go in this one. The game is a 17-point margin in favor of the Mena Bearcats, and it was really thanks to about a 2.5-minute stretch in the third quarter, David, that really kind of put this one out of reach.
Yeah, we didn't do much, and they didn't miss much. It was
that's
it was that. That's exactly right.
That's exactly what happened.
That's about as simple as you can make it.
They got a dose of Connor Harvey and Daniel Davis from the three-point range and really kind of set this one out. Grenier guarded by Cotton. That's a mix-up. And then Kyler Pfeiffer knocks that one out of bounds. Checking into the game now for Mena will be Henny Werps. HENNYWURPTS. I'm going to guess that he is an exchange student who's getting some action, and they're excited to see him get on the floor. And I know they'll be trying to get him the ball. And once he gets it, if he scores,
it's over.
It is over in this place. It's been pretty quiet tonight, a lot quieter than I expected coming into tonight. Three-pointer on the way from David Grenier, and that's a 20-point margin now. Kyler Pfeiffer running the point for the Badgers to Xavier. Sure would like to see Xavier get a shot and get on the board.
Yeah.
London Cotton spins. Nice move. He's fouled by Henny Werps. And London Cotton's going to go to the free throw line as we're under a minute to go here in this one. We knew coming into the game tonight that Mena was going to be the 1 seed, Arkadelphia the 2 seed. This will put Mena finishing the conference slate at 10-2. Arkadelphia will finish at 9-3. No, excuse me, 8-4.
So just estimating off these times here, I would think that Arkadelphia is going to play.
They'll play at
5:30. Yes, 5:30 on Thursday.
Yep.
Back here.
Nice job by London of getting both of his. Henny Werps called for the travel. I'm just going to say his name as much as I can.
Yeah, you have to. I don't think he's from Inc.
Kyler Pfeiffer kicks out to Leeper. Shoot it, Xavier.
Get up there.
Shoot it, bud. Get you a shot.
Nice
inside to London Cotton. Shot no good. Rebound to Caleb Holmes of Mena. Throws it back. It's knocked out of bounds by Logan Becker. And now they're really going to try to get 32 a basket. And is this it? It is.
There it is.
Yep. And they're going to call a foul. Are you kidding me? Yep. That's good to see. This game was already in doubt. He's going to make his free throw. He doesn't. And I think we kind of nailed that one. Come on, Xavier, get you one. Kyler Pfeiffer. Kyler got a few good minutes, defensive minutes for the Badgers a few games ago. Cotton, shot blocked. Gets it to Leeper, and that is your ball game. Your final score. I put those Points on the wrong side, but that is the final score. Mena 72, Arkadelphia 52. The Badgers will return to Mena next Thursday evening for the semifinals of the 4A7 tournament against a team yet to be determined. David, thanks for joining us tonight.
I'll do better next time.
That's right. We'll be back Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock as the Lady Badgers will play the Hope Lady Bobcats in the first round of the 4A7 Girls District Tournament, trying to advance to Tuesday's quarterfinal round. For David Maxwell, I'm Chris Babb. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and good night.
Good night.